Maybe you've already invested your first $100, or perhaps nothing at all yet. Anyways, both scenarios are fine because what we're about to build works no matter where you're starting from. The goal is the same either way, to turn your first $100 into your first $1,000 reinvested without needing a big paycheck or gambling on risky stocks. In this video, you'll learn a clear, beginner-proof strategy to scale up your investments from $100 to $1,000 using a system already trusted by long-term investors all over the world. A system that's simple enough to start today, but strong enough to carry you through the next decades. And by the end, you won't just know where to put your next $50, $200, or maybe even $500. You'll know exactly why you did. Because once you understand the system behind it, you're not gambling with your money like most people do. You're investing. Now, if you've never invested before, that's completely fine too. And if you have already put your first $100 to work, you might be wondering, what's next? Do I just keep doing the same thing? These are the exact questions that stop most people from ever making it past the beginning stage. But what if I told you that the next step is actually easier than the first? Because once your first $100 is invested, or even if you're just planning that step now, what you need next isn't a different strategy. It's a simple system that does the hard work for you, even if you're not constantly watching the market. And that system starts with something very simple, deciding what happens to your money the moment it reaches you. So instead of thinking, how do I turn $100 into $1,000 in one big leap, you shift the question to, what tiny part of every paycheck's gonna push me in that direction? Because here's the truth most people miss. Your first $1,000 invested doesn't come from one big move. It comes from a series of small moves that stack on top of each other. So let's build your version of that. First, imagine your current situation for a second. Your paycheck arrives. Some of it goes to rent, food, transportation, and maybe some fun. A few days later, the numbers on your bank account have dropped, and you're left with whatever survived. For most people, that whatever survived is the money they might invest, which means in practice, they rarely invest at all. You're going to turn that order around. From now on, that first $100 you invested is not just a one-time event, it's your starting line. And every time money comes in, a small slice joins that $100 and starts working alongside it. That slice doesn't have to be huge. Maybe it's $20 from each paycheck. Maybe it's $50. For some people, it might even be $10 to start. What matters is that it's planned and happens before everything else. And the best way to do that is by having a paycheck routine. So let's walk through what that actually looks like. Imagine the moment your paycheck hits your account. For most people, that moment triggers the same pattern every month. A quick scan of the balance, a mental list of what needs to be paid, and then, almost without noticing, the spending mode begins. A little here, a little there, and before the week's even over, the money's already drifting toward whatever comes up first. But you're about to replace that entire pattern with something far more powerful. A routine that tells your money exactly where to go, instead of letting it go wherever it happens to go. And the first step of that routine is simple. You pay yourself first. And with that, I mean your future self, not buying yourself a new takeout meal or something. Because when you put your future at the front of the line, even with a small amount, you're doing what most beginners never do. You're choosing progress on purpose instead of hoping for progress by accident. And here's the part that surprises many people. Paying yourself first doesn't feel restrictive. It actually feels lighter. Because instead of waiting to see if there's anything left to invest, you already know that a tiny piece of your income went straight toward your goals the moment it arrived. The decision's already made, so you don't have to negotiate with yourself anymore. Now, this doesn't mean your contribution has to be big. Even $50 set aside the day after each paycheck adds up faster than you think, not because the number's impressive, but because the habit is. And when that habit becomes automatic, something changes. You stop seeing investing as a special event, and you start seeing it as part of who you are. Once you've paid yourself first, that money shouldn't sit in your main account where it blends in with everything else. You move it, automatically if possible, into a separate space designed for one purpose: building your investments. This could just be your brokerage account, the place where you buy and sell your investments. So to summarize the first step, you decide how much money you can set aside for your future each month. And after you've chosen the amount, you automatically move it, if possible, to a brokerage account. And now the question becomes, what happens to that money next? Because paying yourself first is the foundation, but investing it consistently is the engine. Now that you've created a routine where your money goes the moment you're paid, the next step is giving that money a place to grow. Because setting it aside is great, but letting it sit there forever isn't the goal. You want it to join your first $100 and actually start working. And the simplest way to do that is by putting it into one reliable investment that grows over time without you constantly checking it. For most beginners, that's something like the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. This ETF tracks the S&P 500, which is basically a group of 500 of the strongest companies in the US. Instead of choosing individual stocks, you're owning a small piece of all of them at once. It's simple, diversified, and it has a long track record of growing about 7% annually on average. And that's why this ETF works so well for beginners. It doesn't require predictions or special knowledge. You're simply buying into the long-term growth of the US economy, which has grown for decades through recessions, wars, pandemics, and everything in between. Your job is only to keep adding to it, even when it's in small amounts. And the moment you repeat that process each month, by buying this ETF the same day each month, no matter the current price, you're actually doing a strategy called dollar cost averaging, or DCA. All it means is this: you invest the same amount on a regular schedule, no matter what the market's doing. And that means if prices are high, your money buys fewer shares. And if prices are low, your money buys more. Over time, this smooths out the ups and downs of the market and keeps you from overthinking every investment. It also protects you from one of the biggest beginner mistakes: waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. And with this strategy, market drops actually become opportunities, because when prices drop, your same contribution buys more shares, and that'll benefit you when prices rise again. And that matters more than most beginners realize, because the moment you stop treating dips as something to fear and start seeing them as part of the process, your entire investing experience changes. You begin to understand that markets don't grow in a straight line. They rise, fall, and rise again. And the investors who consistently buy through all three periods end up with the strongest results over time. This is also where your first $1,000 becomes easier to reach, because DCA forces you to build your position in all kinds of conditions. When the market's high, you're building stability. When the market's low, you're building future growth at a discount. Both moments move you forward, just in different ways. Another piece of value here is understanding how your money actually grows once it's invested. Most beginners think the only growth they'll see is from their own contributions, but that's only half the picture. Once you own shares of the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, those shares themselves begin producing returns. They grow when the companies inside them grow. And many of those companies also pay dividends, because when a company makes money, it can choose to keep all of it, or share a small part of those profits with its investors. That shared part is called a dividend, basically a little cash reward for owning the company. And the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF automatically reinvests those dividends from the companies inside it back into the fund, accelerating your growth even more. Over time, this creates a snowball effect. You're adding money, your investments are adding money, and your dividends are adding money as well. And here's another practical insight that makes a huge difference. The sooner you build consistency, the less you need to rely on large contributions later. Someone who invests $50 a month for years will often outperform someone who invests $300 here and there without a plan. Time and consistency beat intensity every single year. Now, if you want to take this further and learn everything in a clear, structured way, I created the Investing Starter Kit for you. Inside it, you'll find tools, templates, and step-by-step guidance that go far beyond what I can show in a single video. And if it doesn't help you, you have 14 days to get a full refund. You can get access for $7 at griffinwise.com/starterkit. But if you'd prefer to keep things completely free for now, that's perfectly fine. Just continue with the next video on your screen.